What's up guys, I'm Olivia.
And I'm Kyle.
And we're Drivin and Vibin.
Today we're going to be answering a very fundamental RV question, and that is, what is boondocking? So stay tuned.
Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And today we kind of wanted to cover this topic because of our involvement in Full-Time Freedom Week, which is a huge virtual event coming up, and it's going to feature 30+ speakers from the RV community, and there's going to be so much information shared. And our topic is how to find and enjoy free camping, or boondocking in other words.
We wanted to go over a very basic overview for those new to RV camping about what boondocking actually is.
Yes, for sure. And if you want to find out more about Full-Time Freedom Week, we will have all that information in the description and in the comments below.
So there are lots of definitions of what free camping is and what boondocking is. It can be called overnight camping, it can be called dry camping, freedom camping, but today boondocking for us is really all about camping without hookups.
That means no water, no electric, no sewer. That means you are out completely self-sufficient, independent, off the grid.
That's what makes the experience so much fun, but you definitely got to pay attention to what your capabilities are for staying off grid.
Yes, you definitely need to be set up so that you can boondock efficiently and comfortably without running out of power or running out of tank capacity, making sure that your water tanks are filled, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
So let's talk about where we can boondock and how much it even costs.
So most of the boondocking will be on public lands such as Bureau land management lands. Most of these are free. Some that are developed do have a small fee though, so it's not completely free at those sites. They might have a vault toilet on site, maybe even trash cans, but it's very rare. So you have to pack it in and pack it out.
And along with that national land, state land sometimes has boondocking, and even cities offer boondocking experiences as well. So we've done all of the above, and I have to say, while on the federal lands you can really get out there and explore, a lot of these state and city boondocking locations allow you to be closer to amenities, which we enjoy as well.
Yeah, even some of these free city parks even have hookups, so it's not quite dry camping. Those are very rare to run across, but I think my favorite boondocking is in like national forests. Those are always beautiful. It's usually nearby a national park, so like when we want to explore a national park, we'll camp in the national forest or boondock somewhere nearby and then drive into the park for the day. And there's usually lots of good trails there too that are dog friendly, by the way.
I was just going to touch on that. One of the reasons we love boondocking is how dog friendly they are. River loves to explore the campsite, and dogs are welcome there. They are always leashed, but it's a great experience for us and River.
So a big question we get when talking about boondocking is it safe? And in our experience, it has been. We have never felt unsafe while out boondocking.
And we always encourage people to go with their gut and go where they feel safe. Some people feel safe when they're in a campground, but honestly, whenever we are out boondocking in nature, we are surrounded by like-minded people. And when I say surrounded, off in the distance, but we are all still keeping an eye on each other's rig. And in those situations for us, it's very rare that we felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, so there's people out there, but they're way off in the distance, and they're out there for the same reasons we are for the most of the time. It's usually a little bit more remote, off the beaten path. So no one's really driving out there. A lot of people probably don't even know it's out there unless you're looking for it. And it's just not easy pickings out there. You see someone coming from a mile away because you're in a remote area. There's not a lot of traffic. So when someone drives by, you notice. In campgrounds and like busier spots, maybe even city parks occasionally, that's more movement going in and out. So you just have to be aware of what you're comfortable with.
A lot of people ask us if we actually leave our rig and go into town or go on hikes while we're out boondocking. We made a whole video specific to that. We'll link it above, but our basic answer is yes, we do. We definitely take safety measures before we leave. We protect our valuables, bring them with us, lock the camper up, but we feel safe in those places to go out and explore and come back and, you know, not have to worry if our camper has lost items.
We don't leave any valuables outside or anything to draw attention to ourselves, and we never used to worry when we left our house, are we gonna get robbed today? You know, you just kind of can't live with that mindset. Obviously, make lots of common sense decisions to make sure and ensure and not draw that unwanted attention, but also just try not to like dwell on it and live in that fear.
So there's definitely common courtesy associated with boondocking. The biggest one for me is not parking too close to the neighbors. If a boondocking site is full to the brim, we'll just go to our backup plan. Otherwise, we try to stay 50 yards away from our nearest neighbor.
And that's mainly because we will be using our generator at some point to top off our batteries. If it's a tighter space and people are having to park closer together and you don't have a super loud generator or something, then it's totally fine. You know, it just use your assessment of the area and the situation to determine that. But if there's plenty of space to spread out, definitely, you know, keep your distance and give everyone that privacy.
For a quick example, when we boondocked right outside of Zion National Park, the sites were so tight and that was just part of the territory. But when we were outside of Badlands, there was definitely space to spread out. In those situations, we wanted to spread out to give our neighbor that privacy.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want to, it's definitely okay to say hello if someone's walking by, walking the dog, getting to know your neighbors. I definitely wouldn't like go knock on their door, like that kind of invades like my privacy and makes me a little nervous, you know, so definitely respect their boundaries. But also, you know, everyone's really friendly and out there to do the same things. And we were in one spot one time and we pulled up, we went to town, and just out of habit, we take our generator with us and lock it up with us in the truck because it's more secure to us than locking it up outside and leaving it outside on the ground. And one of our neighbors down the way pulled up when we came back, and he was concerned that someone had stolen our generator because he noticed it was gone. So he was looking out for us while we were gone, and that just goes to show how great this community is and how everyone's kind of looking out for each other, and we hadn't even met him yet.
Another common courtesy practice is keeping your dogs on a leash if you have neighbors nearby, and always picking up after your dogs. It's just, when we're out in nature, we want to not step in dog poop.
Yeah, when you're out boondocking, there is a little more flexibility. Some areas you can let your dogs off leash, but make sure they're under vocal control because you don't want them running into a coyote or maybe getting tangled up with another dog nearby, because you just never know. Even if your dog's friendly, you don't know if someone else's is. So it's just a good courtesy that if you see someone else with a dog coming up, to leash them or call them back.
And finally, for common courtesy, always leave the campsite in a better condition than whenever you showed up. This is just a great practice to the nature that we're around, but also to make sure the availability of boondocking is there in the future, and that these sites don't get shut down because people are abusing them.
Yes, we definitely try to pick up a bag of trash at every place we go and leave it cleaner than we found it. It is a huge pet peeve of ours to see litter and toilet paper and all this stuff left in a beautiful campsite, and these campsites get shut down because of bad behavior and bad practices like that. So definitely try to be a good steward for nature and these parks and lands.
So after all those explanations of kind of what boondocking is and the way we do it, I think it's pretty self-explanatory why we enjoy it. We love being out there in nature, surrounded by beautiful areas, not to mention the price is right for us too.
Yes, I mean, some of the most amazing landscapes I've ever seen, and to wake up with that sunrise coming over the mountains and to sit outside around a campfire at night and listen to the coyotes howl in the distance, there's nothing quite like it. We do love staying at RV parks as well, and the amenities that they offer, but sometimes it's nice to just have a completely unobstructed view without a rig right outside your window.
And we have been full-time living and traveling in an RV for 3 years now. The last 2 years we've put out our top 10 favorite free campsites of those years. We'll link those above and below so you can go find those because they are great spots to check out.
Yes, and please, if you want to find out more in-depth information, go ahead and reserve your spot at Full-Time Freedom Week. It is a virtual event, so you can attend anywhere you are online, and it is going to be a great time. We are going to be talking about how to find boondocking or free camping or inexpensive camping, and some practices to make it the most enjoyable for you.
And there are so many great apps that we'll be sharing in that talk as well, because there are so many resources to make it easy to find.
Yes, and there are going to be tons of other speakers. There's going to be over like $2,000 in giveaways every day. It's 100% free to sign up, and we will link all of that below in the comments section and in the description. This event will only be from November 19th to the 23rd, but I do believe there is an option that if you want lifetime access to all of these videos and all of this information, or if it's too much to take in at one time, I think it's like $47 for lifetime access to these videos, which is gonna be a great deal and a great resource.
But again, it is free to watch as it happens.
Yeah.
So all that information is there for you. Go check out the link below. Let us know what you think about boondocking, and give this video a big thumbs up.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Later on.